A group of West Michigan creatives have been working to bring a shared workspace to the historic Cares building in downtown Grand Rapids for several years now. We spoke to the team behind the Little Space Studio back in December 2019 as they launched their first fundraising efforts.
Yeah, they have wrapped things up and will be holding a ribbon cutting open house ceremony this evening. In fact, Michael Martin explains.
Well, it's been quite the journey for the team behind Little Space Studio here on South Division in downtown Grand Rapids to bring this full project to fruition. But the team kept pushing even through the pandemic, and now Little Space Studio is open to the public.
Last year in June, we were starting to plan our ribbon cutting, and then once COVID hit, we were just like, well, that's not going to happen.
Little Space Studio, preparing Wednesday morning for their ribbon cutting in the evening, was a monumental undertaking for Alicia Lack White and her husband, who started developing the idea behind the shared workspace several years ago.
The last time you were here, we were in our first major fundraising effort. We're still completely self-funded by my husband and I.
Fox 17 first visited the space back in December of 2019.
It is the most beautiful working here at like 2 in the morning.
You can see from this footage that while they had begun building out the space, there was plenty construction left to do.
We had a big project ahead of us and we had no idea how it was going to get paid. So we were fundraising and we were doing investment asks.
They were initially planning to officially open up in June of 2020. Of course, COVID had other plans.
Right in the middle of our second construction project is when COVID hit. And so that's when we were shut down. Either we push through and honor the investment we've made up to this point, or we just cut a loss.
Their decision was to push through. Finding a major investor in October 2020, they would carry them through the year and allow them to finish up construction.
The best thing about our team is we're all dreamers and we're never short of ideas. And I think that's fully the reason why we're here today.
The business model works like this. They sell a variety of memberships for whatever environment you need. You can get a day pass or monthly pass to work on their open layout first floor, or purchase a 24/7 professional membership that grants you access to their secure third floor 24 hours a day.
This is where 24/7 members can come and work. We have a couple dedicated spots so people can put the stuff that they need, but then we also have some drop-in spots that people can work as well as call booths. We have a craft room.
The idea is to make resources that creatives need to, well, create more accessible.
Art, specifically fine art and design, can be a very exclusionary field if you don't have the money to go to art school or the supplies that you need.
Being surrounded by so many different types of creative people, not even just artists, but people who approach their profession creatively, has been such an important fueling piece of my own journey professionally.
Little Space already has a long list of clients moved in and are hosting their official ribbon cutting Wednesday evening. But they're still looking for impact investors as they continue to grow.
There's a lot of community folks here that are doing some really great work, and I think one of the biggest things that we're seeing is they don't feel like they're alone anymore. They can network and collaborate with other people who are doing that boots on the ground work.
Now, for more information on everything Little Space Studio offers, you can check out our web article at fox17online.com. For now, in downtown Grand Rapids, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.